my man, bitch.
Oh, don't try to read me out.
And my man, thank you to my man. And my man.
Oh, don't try to read me out.
My man.
Ooh, real bad.
Still the same. Yeah. Period. Don't play with me.
And y'all keep seeing us together. Yes, that video was true. I was in the process of divorcing him. I hired a divorce attorney, paid the retainer, like I'm done, it's true, we're gonna break up. And he was like, okay, if that's really what you wanna do. But see, my husband, I'm happy.
My man, bitch.
Oh, don't try to read me out.
My man.
Ooh, real bad.
Good morning. Good morning. Hey, everybody. How's everyone doing? Yes, the tea of it all. It was interesting. I did listen to the whole thing. And of course, it was basically it was 2 hours for about 32 minutes of audio. Let me just say this. Number one, it's Virgo season. Number two, happy birthday to everybody whose birthday is today. All of the August birthdays, all the August Virgos, y'all, it's still Virgo season, so it's okay to feel extra special. And September Virgos, well, you know what it's all about. And tomorrow is your girl's birthday, okay? So hopefully I'll drop the phone line. You guys want to call in and wish me happy birthday? I would love that. But yes, tomorrow is a Virgo's birthday and I'm excited about it. So you know how it is. If you know any Virgos, this is not coming as any as sort of a surprise. But happy birthday to anyone whose birthday is today. I did hear, and I think possibly there is a YouTube Streets mommy whose birthday is today, but I'm not 100% for sure. So I'm not going to say anything until, you know me, until I verify it. I'm not going to say anything, but I do believe that there is a Virgo mommy on these streets, whose birthday is today. We know that there's two mommies' birthdays tomorrow, one of which is me, and then of course Unc's birthday, girl, Madam Sneeze a lot. Okay, let me stop. Okay, because Steve Harvey said a lot of things, and some of the things, to me, it's kind of funny because if you're not on the inside and you're on the outside looking in, this whole conspiracy theory, there's some, look, at the end of the day, Steve happens to, this is what Steve came up with. This is what I'm going to say, because first I'm going to speak my mind and then we're going to talk about these, what they said. Anyway, so Steve came up with the fact that because him and Marjorie are getting drugged through the media, we don't even talk about Marjorie over here. Marjorie is fabulous to me. Now, the insides and inner workings of their marriage, I don't really care, just to be quite honest. When I go over to Marjorie Harvey's Instagram, I'm admiring the fashion. I'm looking at Fashion Week. I'm seeing them walk out of the Ritz or wherever they happen to be staying. That's not my that's not my beat. I don't really, maybe there's other platforms. I'm sure there's other platforms out here addressing Miss Marjorie, but I don't. So I didn't take that personally because I wouldn't anyway, but it was, Marjorie Harvey is fabulous to me. I don't know what's going on in their marriage. It will not be the first marriage to break up. It will not be the first marriage to make it 30 years. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever they're doing in their marriage is their business. Like, I don't really care. Now, on the other hand, as far as him putting out a rumor that somebody paid someone in Fulton County doesn't release recordings, and Ernesto is residing in Cobb County. So Cobb County wouldn't have, or rather Fulton County wouldn't have Cobb County's calls. That's number two. And all you need to do is go to Cobb County's website, click on records request, and it asks you what you want. You click on what you want, you fill out the form, and they email you back if your request is available. Then they tell you how much it costs. They send you an invoice. You send them a money order or cashier's check, and then you get what you ordered in the mail. There is no guard. There is no investigation. There is, whoever, whatever at Fulton County. I can't really speak to that. But what I'm saying is this, the conspiracy theory of folk coming for him at the time when people are dropping rumors about the relationship of him and his wife, I don't think one has to do with the other. At the end of the day, he has a coworker whose husband has some very serious charges, who gives out relationship advice on a daily. And sis, not only in terms of her relationship with her coworkers, we'll talk about that in a minute, because let Tommy tell it, they all knew. They all knew. How would you feel walking in someplace every day and pretending that everything is just a-okay? Meanwhile, everybody knows that you are in the shits, that everything is gone bad, and you're pretending that everything is all good. I would feel like me personally, I would feel like a whole asshole, okay? Because where's your husband? These are people you've worked with for over 20 years. All of a sudden, your husband is missing in action. Meanwhile, they know he's in Fulton County. Like, how long you gonna sit up here and lie? Who's gonna be a friend and say, sis, hey, sis, girl, don't say that. Don't do that. Don't do that because they know. Don't say that because they know. Don't do that because they know. Everybody knew. Tommy said everybody knew, but nobody said anything. They wanted to give her space and opportunity because it is a job and there are legalities and people can't really come to you like that unless you are really friends. But what he said, Steve, was that Mississippi Monica, it was staying close with her and then keeping them posted. What? What? What in the what? So I'm confiding in who I think is a friend, but friend is over there telling all the people as the executive producer of the show.
My man, bitch.
Oh, don't try to read me out.
My man.
Okay. What? Excuse me? I would be mad. I would be mad right now. Okay? I would be very mad that someone I'm trusting as a friend to keep my confidence and someone who I'm confiding in about what's going on in my life is turning around and telling everybody in the office. Now that's bad. That's real bad. That's bad. But Steve wants people to think that the devil doesn't come for the mighty. He comes for the people that he already has a hold over. But you know what? Tell that to Ernesto, okay? Tell that to Ernesto because Ernesto has a list of things that only God can help him with on that roster. Okay? People, I don't know who's out here lying. I don't know who's out here dragging, but there are people out here telling the truth. And the bottom line is that Sir is a menace to the county of Fulton. And they took him off the streets for a reason. And if I were someone who lived in that county, and according to the police officers that they interviewed, Sir is a danger to the community because he was out here allegedly and has been charged with and is waiting for indictments on a host of crimes that are a danger to the community. Okay? And if it's a danger to the community's finances, it's a danger because one city goes down, we all go down. Atlanta is part of the system. Atlanta is part of this thing we call the United States. And we can't have people out here grifting our good people. When Bernie Madoff made off with his Ponzi scheme in New York City felt that. And allegedly, he had some sort of credit repair. He was trying to work with, allegedly, these are some of the charges. These are the people that came forward, that there are some allegations regarding some sort of credit repair service that allegedly someone in the sum of over $10,000, he had some sort of home assistance buying program. And it was a whole hot mess. We'll get into that at another time as when I get the documents. But at the end of the day, you know, what bothers me the most is when Black people think that just because we're Black, we need to keep your secrets. If your secrets are a detriment to the culture, to the environment, I don't have to keep anybody's secrets that are going to hurt. Unfortunately for Shirley, how she calls it her estranged husband, she says she didn't know what was going on. And I get it. I get it, sis. I get it. But at the end of the day, it's very disingenuous and it's not being a good steward of your network to make people think that people are out to get you when, sis, you are married, you're estranged to a man who's a very bad dude. Because if your own daughter doesn't want to talk to you and his daughter doesn't want to talk to him, and he's duplicitous with you on the phone, he's using his oodles of noodles and call money to call some other woman. He had his partner in crime allegedly with a house next door to your house. You said you've lost everything. This is an opportunity for women who have something, who are interested in a man who wants your everything, to be careful. None of that was said. None of the lessons learned, you know, one day I'm gonna, you know, this was a teachable moment. My heart is broken. It was, I'm sorry, Steve. I'm sorry, Marjorie. I'm sorry. And there's nothing wrong with being sorry, being caught out there being envious of your boss's wife, okay? Like, bad bitches recognize that people are always going to be looking, staring, hoping, wishing. When your husband is top tier, when your husband is a top earner, when your house looks like that, when you smell like that, when you look like that, when people look at you like that, your kids look like that, when they get the grades, you seem to have everything. To Marjorie's point, Marjorie's like, I'm just a woman just like you. So maybe Marjorie feels away because she got a bad read and maybe she's not like that. You might just feel away because she makes you feel away because she is away. Okay. But at the end of the day, there's a difference between a Marjorie Harvey and there's a difference between a Shirley Strawberry. Maybe Marjorie was looking back like she could see the bullshit a mile away. Maybe she's looking back because she knows all the allegations that have been happening before the 5th of July, because we've seen the Fulton County. Nobody has to pay nobody to go to Fulton County, look up arrest records, and put in Ernest Williams. Sis, nobody had to be told about some phone calls, sir, because the deputy district attorney talked about it. Hello? The state attorney talked about it. Hello? They said, you're a flight risk. Hello, Mr. Ernesto. Ernesto met all of the criteria because the DA said what? The DA said flight risk. The DA said talking to a girlfriend. The state attorney said numerous calls. Okay? He just so happened to get transferred to a county that, girl, all you got to do is go to the website, hit the drop down, fill in a little form. Girl, once form is approved, girl, send your little money order over and it's bingo bango. Okay? These calls are being recorded. And now look, at the end of the day, there's so many damn teachable moments on this whole thing. And we talked about this last night. I'm not going to go over it in total because, you know, I think Steve and Shirley underestimated. There's a whole culture out here of true crime. Okay. The true crime sector, they love this shit. There's celebrity crime. There's a whole channel, Emily D. Baker. She talks about YouTube streets crime. If it's happening on the internet, social media, sis is a former district attorney and she's busting it down. There's other attorneys out here who are busting it down on a daily. Celebrity, Hot Topic, The Culture. It's not the bloggers are dragging you. People, there are lessons that need to be learned out here. And as long as secrets are being kept, you're going to still see women of means at 60 years old, thirsty for a husband, looking in their bank account and trying to figure out what the hell happened. Okay? Very active, LOL. Absolutely. So it's the phone calls and they're juicy. I'm sorry, Shirley. People are trying to figure out, but I bet you know what? You might not see it that way. You feel like you're being drugged, but somebody woke up yesterday. Somebody woke up last week. Somebody realized, you know what? Sis, this is the bad news. This is the gag. Shirley, you could have hit that drop down too, sis. You could have hit that drop down too. You could have been had all these calls. You didn't have to have old girl call old girl and tell you everything. Sis, you could have been getting a drop once a month. You could have just gone there and been like, what is going on with my husband? Who is he talking to? Why did I just put there was a call when she said I just put $50. Now it's 27. Who are you talking? Like, she didn't even say, who are you talking to? Pull the record, sis. He's in the clink for a reason. If you didn't know that you know that you know, and you needed to inspect what you expect, you should have requested them calls a long time ago. It shouldn't have taken the bloggers to help you open your eyes and see and know what you needed to see and know as a woman, as a wife, as a mother, as a worker. What? But they want to spin it and make it try to seem like the bloggers are bad. The bloggers are bad people. It's the black bloggers. They're the worst. Steve, look. Stop it. I'm going to give you a boy stop. Even though he's Uncle Steve and he's definitely my senior, but at the end of the day, boy, stop. Stop it. Stop it right now. Okay. Number one, crimes have been committed. Okay. Crimes have been committed, and you underestimate the true crime community. You underestimate the entertainment true crime community. You underestimate the nosy. You underestimate the mommy sector. You underestimate the love triangle. When we heard that there were phone calls with a side chick and he's trying to get to Florida and Dubai, girl, bye. Girl, bye. When she heard there were phone calls, she should have been looking. Are you kidding me? But it's a cover up. It's the SS lady. Look, over there at the bail hearing, they didn't even want to say her name. How do people get special privileges where please don't say her name, but sis is not a victim? You're entering an affidavit where sis says she's not a victim. She's not afraid. She's never been affected. Please release him. And that was on June 22nd of 2023, but now divorce is pending. Okay. It's not that I don't believe her, but I'm just saying, what? Okay. But what? So he's estranged. Divorce is in the progress. But in June 26th, the affidavit was submitted, and they wanted it to be clear that it wasn't Shirley that had the no contact order. It was on her daughter's name, right? Okay. It was the phone call where Ernesto was told by his lawyer that if the $800,000 bail came through, that there was a secret donor that would come through to pay that. If you remember phone calls from prison, it might have been the second call. It could have been the first, second, or third. Go back. Who's got $800,000? But Shirley, is feeling like you've been drugged. Sis, ever since those Zoom calls came out a couple of months ago, since they've been dropping on Fulton County, ma'am, you can't blame us. You can't blame the blogs. You can't blame the blogs. It's not our fault you involved in a love triangle, boo-boo. That's not our fault. This man, by all intents and purposes, I'm going to just quote the assistant district attorney. She said he's dangerous, sis. They don't want him on the streets. They're giving him the highest bails that they can give, and there's stuff he still hasn't gotten bail on. They don't want him on the streets. If they wanted him on the streets, he'd be on the streets. Okay? Divorce is probably what you need because he's a bad dude. And if you've lost everything it took you to get to this point, for you to decide that, okay, we are estranged and divorce is in progress. Because, yeah, people are going to start to look and feel like maybe you were complicit. You know, who knows what's what. Those calls can be interpreted any type of way. But it was a nice try on that spin of somebody paid someone in Fulton County, someone needed some extra cash, and a female blogger. So does it matter? Can't it just be a blogger, Steve? I know you're old school and everything, but does it make it worse because it's a female? Because there's men out here talking about it too. Okay? There's men out here talking about it too. But he felt like it was a pile-on about him and Marjorie's marriage. Okay? She's a good woman. I don't doubt it. Me personally, I can only speak on this. I don't have anything with Marjorie Harvey. I don't. I think she's a beautiful woman. She's absolutely stunning. I love their fashion. I love this couple of a certain age who aren't afraid of fashion. They love to dress up. They are a very sexy, attractive couple. They look damn good. They have a lot of money and they like to show it. And I'm not, me personally, I'm not mad at that. I can't be over here saying bougie gang and hate on something like that. That's not me. That's not what we do over here. At the end of the day, women being stupid is a problem. Women being stupid hurts everybody. Women being stupid hurts their kids. It hurts your family. It hurts your pockets. It hurts your friends. It hurts the people around you who love and protect you. So that's what we talk about over here. Dumb chicks, slow chicks, dim people, people who should have known better. People, cautionary tales. Girl, look out. Don't do that. Sis, you could do better. Or, ooh, girl, look at her. Oh, yeah. Okay, girl, you did that. And if you take that as hate and dragging, okay, because that doesn't bother me. I've got my platform and I'm delivering my message. And if you think, whatever you think, but I just love how he tried it. He tried it to make it seem like the devil is coming. But didn't he already come? This lady's worked with you for damn 30 years. And she said she's lost everything. You don't think it's important to tell all these women? Think like a man, act like a lady? You don't think it's important to tell these women to look out? Watch your pockets? Be careful? Consider the signs? Look at sis. Sis is happy. Sis is laid out. Sis is in the lap of luxury. She got her damn top knot, her cute bikini, her long gown laid out on the yacht. Don't you think that a sis needs to know what not to do? Just because someone has on a white shirt and got a pocket square and a suit on? Not to get their pockets cleaned? But the bloggers are hating. Really? Really now? Okay. 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 Interesting. So yeah, you know how people found out about these calls? It was on a Zoom call. The deputy district attorney and the state attorney Majeski, yeah, they dropped it because he's a flight risk judge. Okay. They said he's got a girlfriend in Florida, the side chick. They said the apartment in Abu Dhabi. Okay. Okay. All right. I feel like I've spoken my mind. Nobody's dragging Marjorie Harvey over here. Girl, we love Marjorie Harvey. At least I do. I think she's fantastic. So if you want to know how to win, study, look, if that's your thing, that might not be your thing. Soft life, high roller, good earner, making sure your kids are straight. That might not be you, but if that's, what I'm saying, like, I would rather be in this situation than in this situation. This is bad. She lost everything. She had to move in with friends. Sis is getting a divorce, all of the things. She should have put her foot in his ass 4 years ago when he got arrested, or whenever the offense happened in 2019. If there was ever a red flag with this guy, the type of job that you have when you're going to shake Kamala Harris's hand and you are with the first black governor of the state of Georgia, and you are around high profile people and your boss is around high profile people, there should be security sweeps done on all the time. But let the team know it. They already knew. They just let her hold on to it, and she was running around looking silly. Oh, me and Nesto. I mean, who knows? Was she coming into work time? Oh yeah, Nesto and I. Yeah, Nesto and I. Nesto and I. Girl, do I need to do? Hold on, let me get Nesto and I. Me, the whole crew knew
That's my
it.
man, bitch.
Oh, don't try to read me out.
My man.
Meanwhile, Sir was over there in Fulton County. Okay, embarrassing. Tommy said, sis, we already knew. Embarrassing. We would have to talk about that. Okay. But maybe since what she had going on is like, look, sis, let's just move on from here. We're gonna move on. We're gonna try to make this work out, right? It was her exposing her daughter for her baby daddies. Her daughter's two baby daddies. She doesn't hold them accountable, but she's trying to hold her accountable. You know what, Shirley? Your daughter was probably scared. Your daughter was probably feeling some type of way because she was afraid for her mother. Her mother is with, what looks like on the county of Fulton's website, a creep. Maybe she felt like it was easier for her to not than to engage and be phony, because maybe all she really wanted to do was tell you to run. Now, 27-year-olds who maybe, need money, they're going to do it. 27-year-olds who need money. And at the end of the day, maybe she just felt like she couldn't really say anything. But you dragging her for something that you set up, paying her rent, telling her she needs to get on her own feet, and then talking about her and her kids, and really that she has two baby daddies and she doesn't hold them accountable, but you're being held to account and all kinds of stuff like that. You should have thought about that. Your man is incarcerated, and what is he doing for his kids? Why do you feel like you need to run your kids to this dude and he's a fucking bad dude? Because you know what that got you? It got you on the blogs, sis. It got you on the blogs, It got you, and none of it's not true. Okay? You notice that they didn't really say anybody was lying. It was dragging, right? Who said someone? Well, Steve said his wife is a good woman. People can have an opinion. So if people have negative opinions about Marjorie, that's not lying, that's dragging. If they say, I saw Marjorie here, there, and everywhere, and I saw Marjorie with Boo Boo and Bebe, that's a problem, because that's a lie. but I think she's this. Like Marjorie, like Shirley saying that Marjorie thinks that they're the help. Marjorie can't sue Shirley for that because Shirley's giving her opinion. That's her feeling. That's how she felt. If she says, we were at a party on Thursday night and Marjorie called me, da, 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 da. Well, that might be a lie, right? Okay. She said, I feel, she treats us like, I feel like, okay. That's a feeling. That's an opinion. Okay. We cleared that up. Okay, guys. I know I haven't clicked on anyone's comments, so I apologize. Let's get into a little bit of the audio and how much we can play. I don't really normally play like nationally syndicated, so I don't know how this is going to work, and I don't really want to have this video be demonetized because you know what? Let Steve tell it. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, we scraping the bottoms of the barrel, but at the end of the day, like he said, you were on 2 stations. You had to you built from somewhere, right? And honestly, this is the wave of the future because guess what? What radio stations almost exist anymore? Radio stations are obviously still in existence. They're in their local markets, but since they have put, like, you guys are in different places all over the world, the days of everybody meeting up at work is over. You guys are on Zoom calls and you guys are all over the world and it's being called in on an app. I didn't even go onto my local radio station today. I went through the app. Okay. All right. Let's see. He has a long list of crimes he apparently heard. So this is what I surmised. Because you have that type of content in your computer, I'm not saying you're not responsible because you are. You're just as responsible. But like I said, in all fairness, I don't know if he is the person who orchestrated, photographed, but it doesn't matter because having it is illegal. Creating it is illegal. It's horrible. It's very hard to even think about. So either way, I agree with your point, but I don't know that he was doing that. You know what I'm saying? If we see a police report that says he had some sort of a studio and there have been people to come forward and da 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 da, then that's something that can be said. But he at least has a collection of illegal images, and that's what we know. And the depiction of those images, how those images were cultivated, I'm sure, because the metadata in every file will tell the story of, was it downloaded? Was it pulled from an email? The trail is there because, you know, everything has a blockchain attached to it, right? And so I'm sure they're busy at work. And that type of work, I think, is like, that might even be damn FBI, girl. Who knows? But Sir is on some serious. But it's the bloggers. It's, you know, and of course, Steve wasn't going to sit there and drag Shirley's husband because she's been through enough. So he can leave that to the bloggers. But at the end of the day, Shirley, your estranged husband is estranged for a reason. Sir on paper, Sir on the website, Sir on these phone calls, he's not a good dude. He's not a good dude. And you shouldn't be worried about protecting him. Go to work, put your lip gloss on, keep styling, profiling, and people will stop. They won't stop associating you with it because, girl, that's your man, okay? But it's going to turn out to be more about Ernest, Shirley's wife, rather than Shirley's husband, okay? It's going to be Ernesto Williams, the former husband. It's still going to be embarrassing, sis, because you're going to have to eat that L. However, the more you keep in your purpose, minding what you need to do, the business that pays you, because we know you got some catching up to do, and distance yourself from this man financially and socially, that's the better you'll be. Sometimes the blogs give good advice, sis, because the people who were closest to you were just sitting around letting you be silly la la until they couldn't let you be silly la la anymore. You were coming into the office like, oh my God, we were doing, God only knows what kind of tall tales she was telling. Meanwhile, everybody knew he was sitting down there in the county, sis. And the one person at the job you're confiding in done told everybody. She's the executive producer. She's trying to her job is to hold it together, ma'am. I'm not going to say that lady's not her friend, but at the end of the day, if you think that that's your friend who's telling your business behind your back, I don't know. If I'm confiding in you and you're running and telling everybody, or she's telling Steve and Steve is telling everyone else, like, well, what's wrong with Shirley? Girl, bye. That couldn't be my friend. I can understand your position that you were doing your job. I'm going to say it like that. You were doing your job. But if you're my friend, you're not going to do me like that. Okay?
What's going on with you? Well, here's the deal. We decided to just address it since it's out there. There's one thing when we're dealing with gossip, rumor, and hearsay. That's one thing. I've dealt with this for years. But when it's not gossip and it comes from, a reliable source, then it turns into something different. And so, all of this trending stuff and all this here. And so after some deliberation, we got together. Now, here's the deal about this strawberry letter. I have no idea what Shirley's going to say. I told Shirley that it was up to her how she wanted to address it. I did go along with this as an idea. I'm not saying I didn't do that, because we talked about it as a radio family and decided this may be the best way. Because it's no longer rumor. It's not gossip or anything. This is something that's really touching us all right now. So yeah, this is a strawberry letter. And I was, being sarcastic when I did the tease last week. The strawberry letter is, I didn't know, the subject was, I didn't know I was going to be my own letter. Which is true. Now, oftentimes I joke about it because some of these letters sound like I was in it, but this one is. And so today, the way I'm going to do it, Shirley, I'm going to just let you talk. Okay. I think I think it's up to you to be as honest or revealing as you choose to be. We can talk about as much of it as you like, but I think it's an opportunity for you to say what you want to say and share your feelings on it, and then we'll have an exchange about it.
Okay. All right, Steve, I'm going to just start by saying that my estranged husband is in jail. He's been in jail for over a year, since about right after the 4th of July of 2022. And recently, some phone calls from last year between he and I were leaked. And on those calls, you hear me saying you were winded going up the stairs at your home. And Marjorie looks at us as the help. And right here and now, I want to apologize to you and Marjorie.
Can I just say something? Like, I know someone's going to get real mad because I'm talking. I will put everything together and I will provide the link of how to obtain this, but it's on iHeartRadio. You can go see it. You can listen to this all day without my help, but if you want me to post it, I will. But this is a commentary channel, and that's what I do. Commentary, right? The first thing she wants to do, and I know self-preservation, girl, it's key. So I get it, sis. You got to protect them coins because you got a contract and you got a job. Okay. I get it, hun. But at the end of the day, the bottom line is, sis, what you found out and what came out about Steve being winded, that he seemed to be out of shape going up the stairs, or there was some sort of issue because maybe he smokes too many cigars or whatever the case might be. Sis, that's the least of your worries. You feeling a type of way, honestly, Marjorie said to not say anything about it because that doesn't have anything to do with her. You being made to feel a certain type of way with no proof that she actually does that to you just speaks to your low self-esteem. But we already validated that by the type of ninja that you're married to, sis. Okay? You got to have low self-esteem. Okay? You feel like the help because, sis, you work for the man. You're not the maid. We know you're not the maid, but you're a worker, sis. You on the team. You support the star. He's the star of the show. So maybe you feel some type of way because maybe you feel like that should not your spot should be with Steve. I'm not saying that. But you're feeling some type of way because you're talking to your husband in the county. Marjorie is in Abu Dhabi. Marjorie is in Paris. She's at the Eiffel Tower. She's at Fashion Week. She's in designer. Sis is happy. Sis is at her homes. She's living fabulous. You're living in a room. You lost your house. This man is dragging you. He's talking to his side bitch. He's got a whole nother woman who was living next door to your house, running game around Atlanta. The fuck? Yes, you owe them an apology. So yeah, first off, I want to issue an apology to my boss. But damn, this took me off my feet. I was in shock. I didn't know what to do. Let's be real about it.
Now, I want to apologize to you and Marjorie for what I said. As much as I wish I could, I can't take it back. I can't. I said it, and I want to apologize. It was definitely not me trying to add to what you and Marjorie already have going on in your lives right now. But the fact that these tapes were released, it does seem like everyone is coming to you, coming for you, I should say, at this time, including me. But in reality, the tapes have nothing to do with what you and Marjorie have going on. It was just me running my mouth in a private conversation, or what I thought was a private conversation. And again,
I'm sorry. Every single time you call that number or the number calls you, it says you are receiving a collect call from a correctional facility. These calls are monitored and recorded. As a woman of 69, 70 years old, you mean to tell me, as a broadcaster who listens and reads the news, that you didn't know that freedom of information, you never worked at a news station? You don't know how news stations get documents, affidavits, court records? Ma'am, I'm just have to call bullshit on that. Steve is an entertainer who became a broadcaster. Shirley is in the broadcast business. She's a radio woman. She has won awards. She is top tier in her class. Are you kidding me? Can you please tell the truth to the people? That's not accurate. Maybe you didn't think that people had the time. Maybe you didn't think that you were relevant enough. Maybe you didn't think that this was a story. But sis, your husband showed up in the damn booth at Cobb County looking sinister as hell. Looking sus as hell.
conversation, or what I thought was a private conversation. And again, I apologize. I feel terrible. I make no excuses. I said what I said, and there's no denying it. There's no taking it back. Back then, when the phone calls happened, I was trying to stand by my man, be supportive wife. I've been married to this man for 8 years. I had no idea that all this was going on with him. I had no idea. And the charges that he's facing are horrific. They are really bad. I for sure did not want your name mentioned in any kind of way associated with my mess. So I had to call you. I had to tell you it was a hard call for me to make. But I called you. And I want to clear something up, Steve. You did not introduce me to him. I met him through a friend. I should say an ex-friend now. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. I had to tell you, he was in jail.
Okay, Steve, wait, let me clear. Steve did not introduce us, but Ernesto did call and ask for your hand. Ernesto was on the phone with Steve as he entered the studio. Steve asked him all of the promises that a big brother or a father would when a man is asking for a woman's hand in marriage. Even though Tommy said, "Who's Alfredo? Who is Alfredo?" That's what he was saying as she was accepting that ring on her birthday. On her birthday, okay? Of engagement. Yes, Steve didn't introduce you, but he okayed your hand. He walked you down the aisle. He gave your hand to his hand at the altar. But guys, he did not introduce us. He didn't. But Ernesto felt it was important enough to reach out to him, a grown-ass, big-age woman, to ask for your hand from your boss man. Let you tell it, your boss man. Steve didn't introduce us, okay? Y'all don't interrupt. I'm live, okay? Okay, I didn't know she looks amazing, right? And not even this that she looks amazing. I mean, she's a nice looking woman. And you know what? You know what I mean? It's motivational. That's what I'm going to say. People have a certain idea about ages in their head. But think again. You know what I'm saying? Won't he do it? If you live right, get your rest, have some good foundation, some good BB and CC cream, and nice clothes, keep your clothing current, keep that body right. Get yourself a nice little younger boo thing, okay? Get your husband. Let me stop, girl.
Him through a friend. I should say an ex-friend now. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. I had to tell you, he was in jail. It was going to come out. I didn't want you to hear it from anyone else. I wanted you to hear it from me because I knew once the police and everyone, got involved, and they were already involved, and they found out who his wife was and who she worked with and all of that, and that's you, Steve Harvey, it would become, a real big story because it's your name. And like I told you, Steve, when I called you, I didn't want to call you. I mean, I was embarrassed. I was hurt. I felt so stupid and, I felt betrayed, humiliated. It was just terrible. I mean, I kept saying to myself, how is this my life? Police and jail and all of this. It was just something that I didn't.
It's just a pity party for me. How is this my life? Sis, we'll talk about that another day, but clearly you made some decisions. You ignored some red flags. Sir thought he could, and he did. And it's unfortunate, but at the end of the day, it's not to just sit there and pity party. How could this happen to me? It happens to a lot of people. It happens to a lot of women every single day. That's why it's so important to not sit and be in a pity party. No one's asking her to go on a damn tour tomorrow. But at the end of the day, this is a cautionary tale for a lot of people to not be thirsty just because homie got on some nice cologne and he was sitting there listening to Kevin Samuels and he knows all the right things to say to the right type of woman to get into your network. Because at the end of the day, Ernesto needed someone like Shirley. Shirley validates him. Ernesto clearly had issues, but him having a high profile wife with a network, even though she's not rich, she's not a rich bitch like Marjorie. She has a network, and the network sometimes is even more valuable than the net worth because the access is there. It's accessibility, it's network, it's resources, it's credit, it's your name. Okay. She had all of that. That's what he's looking for. Sir is a bum.
This, it was just something that I didn't, I'd never experienced anything like this. The police came, they took my car. I was at the salon getting my hair done. They rolled up, took my.
Hey, K. Sharice, I think there's a lot of discrepancy, but she said in one of the phone calls, my God, I'm 68. So I'll take it from her. I'd have to find the actual clip for you, sis. But if you go over to phone calls from prison, I may have it in one of my reactions or one of the calls that I had outside of what they've posted. But at the end of the day, she said in a call she was 68. She just turned 69 on July 28th. But let's just keep it. She's in her 60s and she, you know what I'm saying? Like we know this, sis is in her 60s, right? And doing her damn thing. I love those sunglasses she has on. If you ever wonder why I use that picture a lot, I think her hair looks amazing. And those sunglasses are, I love them. Love them. You guys know I'm a sunglass person anyways. But anyway, let's keep going. Okay.
I was at the salon getting my hair done. They rolled up, took my car. I had to have my stylist take me home. I had to move in with friends. I lost my house. I lost everything. Oh, and I have to tell you this too. Like on the day, July 4th, we were having dinner with friends and we were going to watch the fireworks after that. And so the fireworks didn't happen that night because it was like a terrible, terrible storm. So the fireworks got canceled. And when I look back, I see now that was kind of a metaphor for what was about to happen in my life. The thunderstorms were coming. They were coming. The next
You see how they try to make it so damn dramatic?
day was the last time I saw him. He was arrested the very, very next day. I didn't even know he was arrested. I couldn't get in touch with him later that day. Well, I'll tell you the rest later. How I got the phone call from jail and all that. But we'll be back at 20.
Okay. So, interesting, right? I mean, you didn't get a call. So he ended up, so what she's going to say is that she got a phone call from one of his friends who breaks her the news that he's in jail. Clear case of I'd rather have a piece of a man than no man at all. Yeah, I mean, the weird thing, and we talked about it this morning, his co-defendant. So this is a weird thing, just as a side note. His co-defendant, Erica Hughley, you hear her name mentioned a lot. They say she was living in a house next door. Okay. I think she should be 1954 though, don't you? Is that, girl, are we all screwed up on that? Yeah, that would be 54, sis. Right here. She should be born in 1954, not 64 to be 69. But either way, we know sis is in her 60s. I mean, hey, it's a good problem to have. But I mean, right there, that's probably not the best. We've seen better pictures of her. But yeah, she's not. She said in a call she's 68. So I'm gonna have to take her word for it because, unless she's come out and said well, we know her birthday is July 28th. That's in her Instagram post. There is a call where she clearly states I'm 68 and she's older than him. He's her tenderoni. So yeah. Let's keep going, guys.
I'm not going to interrupt it at this point. Shirley was going over some of the key points about how she discovered the actions of her husband the date that she discovered it. She's apologized for the things that was said about myself and Marjorie in the letter. I'm not responding right now. I'm allowing her to tell her story. I think it's important that a person tells their side of it because, like I said earlier, this is no longer hearsay. This is not gossip or rumor. This is real life. So, Shirley, you can continue.
All right. So I was telling you how I found out that he was in jail. I got a call from the jail, and I didn't answer it because I'm like, who would be calling me from jail? I looked at my phone like, jail? Where'd this call? It just didn't compute. So I just ignored it. But
I'm just trying to find out why he has charges from 2019 and you guys have been married since 2015. Unless she did not know that he had been arrested previously. Maybe he was known to disappear, be on business trips. Maybe she stays gone. Maybe she was in LA or Chicago. Maybe she was not always in residence. Maybe they didn't spend every night in the same bed. I do not know. But your man is missing. You haven't heard from him. You get a call from a number you don't know. Why not pick up the phone? This is my thing. People are, I didn't know who it was. I was going to pick up the phone. What is stopping anybody from hanging up a call? Why are people so afraid to pick up a call and it be someone you don't want to talk to? It is easier than ever to hang up on folk. Okay? Back in the day, you got to pick up the phone. I mean, I'll be 53 tomorrow, guys. I'll be 53. Okay. Back in the day, when I was a kid, girl, you pick up the phone in the kitchen. It's got that coil hanging from it. You're standing in the dining room, standing in the kitchen. You got to walk 3 steps, get back to the phone, hang it up, you know what I'm saying? Or you got the cordless, you got to hit the, girl, you could just damn close the app. All you got to do is flick of the wrist, okay? It's so easy to hang up on somebody. If someone calls me I don't want to talk to, you don't even get a goodbye. It's just like, oh God. You know what I'm saying? Boom, done. Back on YouTube. Like, damn. Who doesn't? I know some people don't like to pick up on block numbers or anonymous numbers or whatever, but me personally, I have to pick up my phone for lots of reasons because I also, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's money. Money is calling me. So if I miss a call, I'm missing some business, right? So I'm not afraid of anybody out here. I'm not operating in that type of zone. And everybody is not locked into my number, right? So I don't get, you know what I'm saying? If my husband, I can't get in touch with my husband, my family, that's my family, okay? What? Yeah, I'm going to pick up from the hospital, the police, the police could have been calling and telling you that, girl, you need to come down here. We got some unfortunate news. That could have been anything. They're not just calling you because you got a phone call from prison. They might be calling you because something unfortunate. Like, you got to pick up on these phones. That's weird to me. You can't get in touch with your husband and then you get a call from the damn jail and you don't pick it up to find out maybe something happened to him. That's why, to me, and I'm giving my opinion, this marriage is very sus. I think, I don't know, it just, from the beginning, we talked about this. It's very transactional. I don't feel the love, but you know what? I might not be feeling the love in her situation either. And we're not talking about what she knows today. We're talking about what she says she did not know at the time, right? It just comes off super duper transactional and functional rather than a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? Most people out there, your husband, your boo thing, that's a heartbeat. You are missing him. Your heart is beating different. You're feeling very different. Your energy is agitated. You need that, like, is everything okay? Gosh, I was worried I didn't get you on the phone all day. Or you know what I mean? I thought maybe you got into a car accident, whatever. Your husband is damn near missing. and you're not picking up on the calls, and finally somebody is like, oh, hey, why didn't call his son? You didn't call his daughters or his daughter? You didn't call anybody? That's weird to me, guys. That's just chime in. I already know it's weird, so I'm not going to even bother to ask y'all. Y'all know it's very sus, right? It's sus, sis. It's very, very much giving sus. Why does your husband need to be missing for like damn half a day? And because everybody's not a bugaboo wife, okay? Everyone is not a bugaboo wife. Everyone's not calling, checking in all day, but you couldn't get in contact with him and all the things. You should have picked up on that call.
That word to me through one of his friends. They texted me that he was at Fulton County Jail. So the next time he called, I picked up, and that was him that had called earlier from jail. And, you know, he told me what happened. I thought he would be getting out in a couple of days because that's what he told me. But of course, you know, here we are a year later. Those days turned into weeks. The weeks turned into months. And like I said, I don't, this is just on and on. Every day is just something. And my life has just been a nightmare ever since. And it's still going on, Steve. I mean, I had no idea that those tapes would be released to the world. You know, I knew that they were being recorded, but I didn't know that they were going to go out to the world. I mean, I was just trying to make conversation with him, trying to, you know, just get him to think about something other than where he was, you know.
So you were just trying to make conversation, dishing on your boss and talking about his wife makes you feel like the help and he needs to go work out or get checked out by a doctor. You didn't have nothing else to talk to him about. Your living arrangements, how much you miss him. I love you so much. Gosh, I miss you so much at night. I'm not even functioning out here. It's so hard operating. Like you are I just feel like a part of me is gone. We didn't hear any of that romantic shit. Okay, maybe it's coming. I don't know, but you thought it was a good idea to gossip about your boss. You wanted him to forget about what he was dealing with, so you talked to him about another successful man who's happy and vacationing on the Riviera and damn Sardinia and Monte Carlo. You thought that was a good idea to talk to somebody, your husband, about another man who is doing his damn thing, and his wife, you know, because she's so fabulous, makes you feel some type of way. That was a good conversation to have. Okay. Okay.
Just get him to think about something other than where he was. You know, I was telling him about my day, this particular day, and that was
Don't try to read me out.
about you and the things that you heard and the world heard. And cut to today. I haven't spoken to him in quite some time. Divorce proceedings are underway. And Steve, at this point, all I could say is what I have is my faith. If it wasn't for God, I probably would have, you know, lost my mind or something in this instance. You know, people don't see what happens when these mics go off. You know, who wants their personal stuff, their private conversations to go out to public? No one wants that. I mean, what could I say to you after this, you know, happened? I was devastated. I mean, absolutely devastated. I mean, I thought of everything.
This is my thing. I'm wondering when she finally found out, when old girl called old girl and told her everything, which I think was sometime in March or April or something like that. At the end of the day, I'm going to go back to that phone call. That might have been March, potentially. At the end of the day, sis, you needed to know, because there was some stuff you did not know that you needed to know, because you signed an affidavit that was submitted to court on June 26th. So we don't know when she signed the affidavit, but it was submitted by his attorney into the court as your wishes on June 26th. So honestly, you should be thanking the blogs. You should be thanking, because there are people out here that don't mind sweeping things under the carpet and keeping things in the closet. until they absolutely have to because they're so worried about how they feel and what people think rather than dealing with what is the truth. And at the end of the day, Sir is not a good dude out here on these Atlanta and these United States of America, the world streets. People don't play like that with their children, with their animals, with their money, with their finances, with their names, with their legal, with their contracts, with all of the things, their signatures. These attorneys, his co-defendant was out there representing him as a bogus ass lawyer and using a good name of an attorney as if that was her, but got exposed for being a fake lawyer. And in that proceeding was tagged by that judge, and that kind of kicked off some of the investigation. That's what issued some of these search warrants. That's what got a lot of his personal items relooked at, and the array of charges continue to come. Monies sent allegedly to an account that is tied back to him in Zelle. Lots and lots and lots. He's not sitting in jail for 400 days because they have trumped up charges, and she's not doing this Easter speech on the Steve Harvey show because it's bogus and she's just embarrassed. Sir got some shit going on, and she knows that. I don't know what she knows, but maybe at this point it's time to distance herself, like Steve told her in one of those phone calls, because let the truth be told, like Tommy said, we already knew, sis. You don't think they went to Fulton County and looked it up? You don't think somebody in that office, they got a Gen Z up in there who's like, girl, let me Google that. Oh, we can just go to the website. Like, hello, it's not about a leak. This is not 1975. Everything is online. Okay? Everything is online, sis. Okay? It's unfortunate, but yeah, he's got some, it's bad. It's bad. Okay? And we talked about his co-defendant this morning. So go check that out in the playlist. Everything is in there. She said she told Steve a minute ago. They've known for a little bit, but I guess they were sitting on it. But now that all of this stuff is brewing, it was time to let it go, let it come out. There was a call back in November, late November, December, I think, where she told Nesto that she talked to Steve and Steve told her to distance. So go to phone calls from prison. It's the one where it says something about divorce on the thumbnail. And that's the call where I almost feel like he was doubling down. Are you a writer? Like, are we doing this Bonnie and Clyde? So I felt like he was checking Shirley for like, how down are you? Like, are you down? And I think side chick was like, we're on this Bonnie and Clyde. You know what I'm saying? Because you already know between these two calls, it's a whole different vibe. And sis is obviously down because she knows he's married and she's with the program. Shirley, on the other hand, was like, no, I hope you're not talking about divorce. He was like, I got to work on myself. I understand. You get your help. You got to get yourself back together. And he's like, but no, I'm not talking about divorce. But I think he was trying to tell her, girl, get your shit back up, because get back up. So when I get out, we're up, because obviously he's, her being up is good for him as her husband, right? Since he is, she has lost everything. Let's put it that way. We don't know what financial crimes he has committed against her. However, there's an affidavit that was submitted to the court on June 26th that said she is not a victim. So I don't know how she's going to come back from that. Maybe it's okay upon now sitting down with the police that you were avoiding talking to. The police, every phone call, can we talk about that? Every phone call, the police have been trying to get to you. You called your daughter stupid. Did you publicly apologize to your daughter for calling her stupid? That, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, she didn't even apologize for calling Sheridan dumb. Now, the way Sheridan loses credibility is because, and for all of you out there that are still in your parents' pockets, and you should not be, she lost credibility with her mother because her mother still feels motherly rather than, at a certain point in your life when you grow up, mom's going to become more of like a coach or an advisor or a manager. You see how Kris Jenner guides those girls, right? You see how Sonia Norwood guides those kids, Ray J and Brandy, right? We see all these momangers out here, right? Guiding, coaching, managing. Yeah, well, it seems like Sheridan was still getting mothering. She was still, mom was helping, and mom could say certain things, even though she was wrong to say those things, even to her husband, because sis, that's not her father. Like trashing your own kid to this type of man lets him know he got an easy pass with you. You got marks, sis. All right, let's resume.
Devastated. I mean, absolutely devastated. I mean, I thought of everything. I could lose my job. How could I face you? Everything. What I'm going through is what I'm going through, and I've been going through it for over a year. I just haven't spoken about it. Then on top of all that, these tapes come out and I'm talking about you and Marjorie, and you guys are going through your own private hell right now. You didn't need me to contribute to anything, and I thought back, because I knew I had to say something, speak on. You created this term years ago in Los Angeles called reality radio, and I'm going to tell you right now, this is about as real as it.
Right. Of the people that she has drug, her friends for being jealous. She says people don't like me, they don't like you, they don't like us, they don't want us to win, they're jealous of us being married. There was a call published last night on my channel. People don't like us, they don't like you, they don't like us together, they're mad because we're married. Da, 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 da. I'm like, girl, stop it. Stop, sis. Ain't nobody mad because you're married. I don't know. In her circle, it's okay. I don't know. I would think that in the circle that you're operating in, people are married. I mean, these are people who are doing well, have money, are doing things. You're the one who's got the man behind bars, sis. You're the one who's doing the reality damn love after lockup. You know what I'm saying? Like other people are living just fine and happy. You know what I mean? So I don't really get what she's trying to convey with that, but okay, we'll run with that one for a second, okay?
I'm going to tell you right now, this is about as real as it gets, and the reason I'm here before you now, I wanted to say it live on the radio, is because your name is in it. We've been friends for a long time, Steve, and these jail calls were made public, and I wanted to give you and Marjorie a public apology and to ask for your forgiveness publicly. I just wanted to have a real moment with you. And, I have to tell you, I've been coming to work every day because, it's my only safe haven right now. It gave me a place where I could still be myself and forget my troubles for a little while, and just, do my job. I want to thank you guys. I want to thank you, of course, Steve, Tommy, Junior, and of course, my girl Carla, for the space and the grace that you guys have shown me. This is a very difficult time in my life, if you can imagine. I love you guys. We're family, and I thank you. And I just want to thank everyone. I'm just trying to live. I'm sorry for what you and your wife are going through right now in your life. And I hate your names were dragged into my drama because you certainly don't deserve it.
Well, Shirley, let me say this. First of all, what's happening to me and Marjorie, I'm going to address that. But let me say this, though. The devil is busy. The devil is busy. And the devil don't come for those he got. He sends those that he has. So now,
okay, this is a good place to stop. Girl, that's what he sent ERNESTO. We know Shirley is a God-fearing woman. Ernesto came through to rob, steal, and destroy. Okay. The bloggers came through to tell the truth. Okay. Okay. He's not going to sit up here and twist this, because at the end of the day, people feel a way when they get caught with their pants down. But the bottom line is this: there is no way. There is no way. No way. Now, I don't know what everyone's intentions are. You know, some people like the truth delivered in a nice package with a bow on it. Sometimes the truth is messy, dirty, and hurts because people have to deal with their own bullshit. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Everything can't be, oh, honey, sugar, boo boo pop. It's just not, that's just not life. That's just not life. That's just not how it works. And I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll all find out when this thing goes to trial, if it ever does. I'm assuming it will, because some of the charges are very, very he has a capital case against him. There's the R word, there's the S word. If you guys go to my other channel, I think maybe we even looked it up on here too. Just go to the playlist. You will see we've looked up the charges in Fulton County. There's a 4-letter word and it starts with R. And there is a word that starts with S that is, nobody ever likes to say that word, girl. Awful. He's been accused of some unspeakable acts. Okay. And for them to twist this on social media, when this is he has a very large female audience, and this is some real stuff that people are going through. There's someone out here who's going through the exact same thing as Shirley. And maybe today was not the time to really talk about that. But at the end of the day, to continue to perpetuate like black on black, like we can't do a job, like it's so taboo to talk about the fuck shit that someone in the culture is doing just because you're of the culture. What? If nobody talked about it, it's a cover up. And if people talk about it, it's a damn smear campaign. Pick your poison. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you got to be kidding me. It's too many secrets. Somebody's got to tell the truth. If it looks like shit, smells like shit, it might just be. Anyway, guys, so we can finish this up. I just, I still feel like there's about half of this left. We still have some of Steve's part, but he goes into, I guess we can cut to, because he's getting ready to get into Marjorie's a fine woman. She's amazing. She's all of this. She got with me when I didn't have any money. Like, she didn't just get with me because of money. And I don't feel like Marjorie Harvey is a bad person, but Marjorie Harvey is a certain type of woman who has a very specific standard. And although she got with him when he had money, I don't know. I mean, would she stay with him if he didn't? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, maybe we'll never have to cross that bridge. I don't know Steve like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know Steve like that. I don't know what his arrangements are with the lady that he's married with. That's, you know what I'm saying? If he chooses to discuss that in the future, then I guess we will get some insights into that. But at the end of the day, as far as her having an affair, now, I guess let's listen to a little bit more. But he talks about the money, but what I've been hearing getting drugged is more so like potentially some affairs happening. So that's what I have heard about from the blogs. But I don't know. I mean, he should know where his wife's whereabouts are. I don't pretend to know that. But maybe there are people out here that do. So I guess let's listen to a little bit more. Oops.
So now, 2022. But the devil know how to pile on at the right time. So this tape that was made in October 2022 gets released right on the heels of all of this to just pile on some more. And I guess you say,
nobody's trying to pile on. Sir has been reporting to court for several months now. And when he was in court and it got all over the internet to begin with, when they said he had a side chick and when they said that he was trying to go to Florida or Abu Dhabi and it started to hit the blogs, why didn't y'all come out and start talking about it then? Huh? Why didn't y'all talk about it like 3-4 months ago when it started to come out?
No, it wasn't recorded because, when everybody get that phone call, who ain't had that phone call? Fulton County, we please know yourself phone call. This phone call is being recorded. We come back, we'll address some more. But this strawberry letter looks like it's about to be the 9 o'clock hour. So we'll be back because I think there's a lot that need to be said. Just to give you a brief recap, we opened up the floor for Shirley to tell her story, whatever she wanted to do. We didn't rehearse this, we didn't plan this. Shirley came out and apologized for the things that were said about myself and my wife. But I also realize, and I know the timing of all this is important because this conversation she had with her estranged husband was in October of 2022. The tapes got released right now. So, and then when you can throw my name on anything, because you look at all these stories, my name headlines the stuff. And so Shirley, when it came out, she called right away, apologized and everything.
Oh, so she's only just now called. So when this came out about Marjorie thinks she looks at us like the help, what? Okay, so you guys have been knowing that Ernesto was in jail, but are you guys just now talking about it, or you're just addressing because of the Marjorie's got a spa in her house? What? That's not a big deal. Marjorie was probably like, okay, girl, you know what I'm saying? Like, she knows bitches is mad or envious or girl, I only wish, girl, you're so lucky or whatever. However, whatever, right? She didn't say anything bad. She didn't say anything bad about Marjorie, really. She just talked about how she felt. Now, it's a reflection on Marjorie because it makes it look like she's some type of way and she's not a nice person, that she wouldn't have been well received. But it's like, Shirley, you work for the man. You're not her friend, obviously. Maybe you guys are friendly because that's your boss's wife, but maybe that's the relationship. That's my boss's wife. You've been friends with Steve at work. But clearly, you and Nesto are not couple friends with the Harveys. The Williams and the Harveys may not vacation together. You know how like Steve and Marjorie go on vacation with Jay-Z and Beyonce, or they go meet up with Corey and Chris, okay? Kris Jenner and Corey Gamble. You know how they go over to damn Monaco and all of the exotic places and go on yachts and things. Maybe the Williams and the Harveys are not vacationing together. That doesn't make Marjorie a bad person. Just because you feel like the help, once I said it already, that's your self-esteem, sis, because look who your boo thing is and look who her boo thing is. Her boo thing is showering and treating her like a queen. Yours used you for credit, resources, bank account, all kinds of stuff that the county of Fulton is still digging through that we don't know anything about. But clearly there's some sort of issue. Okay.
Out, she called right away, apologized and everything. And so I understand that. And Shirley didn't want her mess to become our mess. Let me say this to you, Shirley. We have known about this right after it happened. But we can't get in nobody's marriage and just go, girl, what you doing? What you thinking? What you
We don't want to say nothing.
Girl, but the blogs can. The bloggers did.
They didn't want to say nothing. We didn't want to talk because we didn't want to talk about it, and we wanted to create for you a space where you could come to work and have some moments. Because I know what it's like,
And you did.
to get beaten and eaten alive. And so it became, for us, let's just be there for her. And when you want to tell us,
When
you would tell us
Yeah.
when you're ready. Now, good thing you had Monica, Mississippi Monica, who has been with you this whole ride. You did confide in her. So Monica would keep us posted, but until you wanted to invite us in, we were just left over here as a support system. And
Well,
so
can I
we were
say-
just, yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but can I just say this? I look at you guys as my family. You know, we all are family. You know, a lot of times there was a time when we saw each other more than we saw our actual families. And, you know, it was just so hard for me I'm a private person, you know, but we all have our stuff. We talk afterwards. We're friends. We're all that. It was just hard for me to bring this particular thing up. I was just so embarrassed, you know, and humiliated. And I just felt like a fool. I felt so stupid. And, you know, I couldn't. It's not that I didn't want to talk about.
I mean, but that's the healing. That's the accountability. That's the awareness. That's the that's all of that. So that's making it real. Yeah, I mean, I do think like the you know, her sounding like she wants to cry. I mean, look, it is what it is. The bottom line is, sis, you're gonna have to go through it to get past it. And at the end of the day, this is the type of man that you chose. It's unfortunate that your husband was a scoundrel or is a scoundrel, but look, you've got your life. There's people out here who have dealt with scoundrels and dusties and all kinds of men that they should never have been involved with, and their families had to plan funerals. Okay, do we all know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how many news stories do we have to read about black women, white women, women of color, women period, who are with the wrong guy and families have to plan funerals? Does sis still has her job? Sis can regroup. Sis can earn some money back. Wonderful. At the end of the day, you've got your life. You've got a story you can sell, and you hopefully have the wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Like, this doesn't have to be a total loss. It's only a loss if you want to just keep looking at it and feeling sorry for yourself. Guys, I want to tell you, my StreamYard is glitching a little bit. It's like sticking. So I'm not really sure what's going on. It's been a little glitchy lately. So that's another reason why comments are kind of, can't really, you guys aren't seeing what I'm seeing, but I'm still clicking on stuff. So just know that that's some of the reason why. Okay.
About it. I just couldn't find the words. And that's the honest to God's truth. I just couldn't come to you guys. You know, if you had come to me, I would have opened up. But, you know, I understand, but I couldn't. It was too much. It was just too much for me at that time, you know?
Well, that's the difference between friends and coworkers, because you guys are sitting here talking about family, and that's true. But because you guys work together, there's contracts, there's corporation involved, all of the things. Yeah, they couldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole because you know what? They're not your family. They're your coworkers, sis. Okay.
Shirley, we get it. Hang on. This strawberry letter's been extended. This is
Okay.
a hard app. You can play it up. Apology to me, wife. And I wanted to make you all aware of the timing of it. You know, my wife and me, we've been getting beat up for the past 2 weeks. But when something like this happens, you know, our motto has always been to never address bloggers.
Right.
And we don't give it no room or steam.
No life.
No, nothing. Because we know who we are and we know whose we are. And so we don't address bloggers. When this came out, it's a little bit different because it's not gossip, rumor, or malicious lie. It came from the inside circle. Because we're inside circle. We are family. And so when it came out, You know, Marjorie is on baby watch right now. We got another grandchild coming, and the baby's due any minute, so Marjorie's over there on baby watch.
And you guys remember there was a call last week where Shirley was talking about, it's on Facebook. It's been all over Facebook. I got a call from Chicago. It was in Chicago. It was in Florida. It was, I don't know, wherever else it was. And he's like, is that it? He wasn't, Ernesto was not even concerned. Sis, this hit the internet a long time ago. Like, let's remember that, right? This didn't just hit on YouTube. I think the game changer is because people can just speculate. I don't think that they, that this, there's other sexier stories, bigger stories, interesting stories in the true crime community than this. However, because people, Real Housewives and all of that stuff, people will look at Erica Girardi or anybody who's going through like a financial turmoil. Peter Thomas seems to go through stuff here and there. Even Eve Marcel's husband is an attorney, and he's on a very high profile case in Atlanta of a lady who, a DV situation where the boyfriend ended up, the woman ended up taking out her DV baby father, and she is pending retrial. But Eva Marcel's husband. So there's lots of celebrity kind of ish going on. I don't know that they expected that Shirley would get picked up because she's more of a B character in this whole thing. But the bottom line is the atrocities and the scope and scale of the allegations are egregious and salacious enough. And I mean, okay, Steve, you bring the people to the yard. Okay. And isn't that what you're supposed to do? Isn't that why you guys go strutting your stuff down the Champs-Elysees and are laying up in yachts and all of the things? Don't you want people to know? Like, come on now. You high profile, not high profile? Come on now. Like, you can't have it both ways. You can't be high profile, low profile, high profile. You know what I'm saying? Either you are high profile, top tier, or not. And if you guys are high profile, top tier, then you got to expect that the folk will be talking. Isn't that how y'all make your money? Because y'all did not hesitate to monetize the event. People right here in the comments, I saw someone saying, girl, they drug those ads out. It's roughly about 30 minutes of conversation over 2 hours. Okay. Like legit. When I put this together, it's 30 minutes. Okay. But it was 2 hours. It was from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Okay. Now, I mean, I don't blame him. I look, this is the deal. This is a different, Steve and Shirley are a different generation, even from me, right? Because she's damn near 70. So she's almost 20 years older than me. And maybe, she's still calling it tapes. It's no tape, sis, it's audio files. Okay. Their level of understanding, not to say that they're ignorant to it, but at the end of the day, this is interesting to a lot of people. There's lots of micro interests out here. And even though people might not be interested in Shirley specifically, like I said earlier, there's many different pockets that this whole thing falls into. And it is what it is. Okay. It is what it is. The world is a different place. And sometimes everything does not sit up to our level of understanding as to why, but everything is not a cover up. Everything is not a setup. Sometimes it's just time for the truth to come out, because when those calls came out, maybe Steve needed to know that sis felt some type of way. Maybe sis needs someone to put a hand over her shoulder and say, you don't have to be envious, sis. You can get that. Number one, you need to cut that zero, drop them papers, and let's try to make, the rest of this life good, because you're only going to suck your finances dry dealing with this guy who is dealing with everybody else, and you looking slow. Okay. Because even his kids knew about the side chick. His lawyer knew about the side chick. Everybody, they talked about the side chick in the Zoom hearing. How did you not know this? If your husband is on Zoom trial or on Zoom bail hearing, you're not listening? Nobody sent you the link so you could see what's going on with your husband? I'm just trying to figure out, did you just get married to let this man come up and make a bag off you? That's weird to me. It doesn't, pay attention. When you listen to the calls now moving forward, listening to this is kind of like, sis, really? Okay.
Coming, and the baby's due any minute. So Marjorie's over there on baby watch. She's just doing grandmama duty. And Marjorie don't really get into all this right here. And so I didn't really, look, I'm so used to getting beat up, but I didn't know how Marjorie was feeling about everything that's out there. Because these bottom feeders are just beating my wife. And even though we've made a conscious effort and we said we're not going to address it, I'm tired. And so when this
Girl, we love Marjorie over here. At least I do.
I'm gonna pile it on. I'm gonna go get somebody that worked for me. Because one more time, God don't come. The devil don't come for those he got.
Look, if he's mad because people are coming for Marjorie, you know what I mean? I don't know what advice to give, but for whatever reason, people, so I guess they have put his bodyguard up in it, that she had something going on with one of his bodyguards and some sort of private chef, several different allegations. I don't even know. We never even really talked about it because I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I said that earlier. At the beginning, that's not an aspect that we've talked about. People do a lot of things in their marriage, and we don't know what type of marriage they're holding on to over there. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's not part of the story I've been covering. As it pertains to Shirley was living in the bushes, trying to be all secretive in a personal hell and depleting her finances. And she said divorce proceedings are on the way. That could mean anything. She didn't say we have filed for divorce. So I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, what Shirley needs to know is that in this age, everything is verifiable. I'm quite sure somebody is typing away in their computer and checking to see if there has been a divorce filed in Fulton County. Like, that is not, that's girl, that's a coffee break, okay, at the office. Anybody can do that. I don't think these two really understand. I know they know how the internet works, but how accessible information is so quickly. So Shirley, divorce proceedings. So you've called a lawyer, let's say. Me personally, you got to be very careful what you say on this internet, because people fact checked your ass. Okay. They do, right?
He sends the ones he has. So now I'm gonna get me a government employee that needs some money that work in Fulton County. I'm gonna get a hold of him. I'm gonna release these tapes. I'm gonna get him to need a little bit of money.
So this is where he's spreading untruths. So maybe there was something from Fulton County. I don't know, but the bulk of these calls have been from Cobb County, where all you have to do is go to the website, fact check me, someone, go to Cobb County, Georgia, go to records request and go to freedom of information request, and then hit the drop down, and it's going to ask you what you're looking for. Inmate calls, court documents. It's going to ask you what you want, and then you fill out the form, you send them the request, they message you, you set up an account, and there's a whole entire log. It's no, okay, I mean, you can call, what's her name, Fanny? You can call Fanny all you want and have her do an investigation into the Fulton County. Sir, the calls came from Cobb County, sir. Okay? The legal way. Okay? Okay?
I'm gonna give it to this female blogger, and she gonna get a little bit of money. and now I'm gonna soak them. But the timing of it was ugly because of everything else that's going on right now.
Nobody's social media on their team bothered to kind of like, okay, we're going to tell a story that makes sense to people that don't know how this internet works versus, oh, okay, they did like actually bloggers out here are actually like independent reporters, and there's people actually doing like the work of the Daily Mail and the New York Post and breaking stories. There's a guy who's on YouTube who's been sitting out there with the state police for the past 3 days with that guy who's on the loose, the fugitive, the murderer that's on the loose in Pennsylvania. That guy, the guy investigates. Okay, JLR investigates. Girl, he has been outside with those people. I don't know if they caught the man last night or not. Danilo, is that his name? Cavalcante. Girl, there's people out here living their dream job of being a reporter, a newscaster, a talk show hostess, a damn DJ. People out here, see, they're from the generation where you still had to go fill out an application and ask for a reference. Thank God, people have realized, like, you know what? I can make my own shit. Okay? I can do my own thing. Yeah, he is something else, but he's also something else in the sense that, you know what I'm saying? He's a one man band over there. But my point in mentioning him is that there are people out here doing lots and lots and lots of different type of work on this internet. You know what I'm saying? And they seem to think they want to bash the bloggers. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Just because it didn't come out when you wanted it to come out doesn't mean it won't gonna come out. Because when court happened, look, I talked about this the other day. Do you guys, anyone from Detroit or at the time, do you guys remember when them text messages came out from Kwame Kilpatrick and the lady he was having an affair with in the office? Huh. Girl, they were hot. They were steamy. That's something to Google. Kwame Kilpatrick, he was the former mayor of Detroit. He was having an affair with the lady. I forgot what her role was, but she was an official in his office. And he had a whole wife and Black excellence family over to the house. It was like a episode of Love and Marriage, Detroit. And he had the whole lady. He was texting with the steamy text messages, and it all came out when he was indicted on some charges, and it all came out. So you don't think the phone calls, the flight risk, them talking about it just so easily, that he's talking about escaping or fleeing the state to go be with Boo Thang, or to maybe like, ooh, can we get in the apartment at Abu Dhabi or whatever? Like they have to protect the community. This man is being charged with some serious crimes. When he gets his day in court, if they find him innocent or he says what it is and he's not guilty of those things, then they can address it then. But at the end of the day, they're allegations. He's been charged. He's been indicted. He has not been convicted. And I've said that numerous times. So just let it be known that on here, he is not a convicted. He has been convicted of felonies previously, but he has not had his day in court to account for what he's being accused of at this time. However, the community pays taxes, and we deserve to be protected from folk that are not on message. They're not on par. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
And it made it look like Shirley was piling on. Mm-hmm. And that wasn't her intent.
It didn't make it look like Shirley was piling on. It made it look like Shirley was having a conversation with her husband, and she was running the tea about Marjorie. Like, oh yeah, when we were in Dubai, girl, we wouldn't have been all around the house if she'd been home. You already know that. How many people can run around your house when you're home? How many people that if your kids are there by themselves, or your husband and his auntie that maybe you don't like or don't get along with, and she wants to see you redecorated the bathroom, and he lets them all up into the inner sanctum, she already knows that she knows if you were home, she wasn't gonna get to see it, right? How many? That wasn't nothing but speaking on the truth. Now, how she feels about Marjorie feels about her, what she, rather than saying, I don't even like being around her because I feel less than. I mean, that's on you, sis. To me, that statement she said about Marjorie, to me, wasn't a reflection on Marjorie. That was more of a reflection on Shirley and her low self-esteem. I hate to say it. You guys correct me if I'm wrong, but it was Christian Beatty. I remember that. I feel like I remember listening to a radio station that got the text, that got the transcript, and they were acting it out like it was a play. Okay. Like, let's not talk about the bloggers. I cannot remember what radio show it was. I almost feel like it was the Howard Stern show, because that Kwame Kilpatrick thing happened a long time ago. But I feel like it was the Howard Stern show. And Robin was reading, I hope I'm not wrong, so I'm going to have to Google it. But in any case, it was on a radio show. And one person was reading one part, and they were acting it out like it was a damn Tyler Perry episode. Okay. But it's the bloggers. I mean, we could definitely, now that she's getting divorced, girl, we can clown all day about some Ernesto. Sis, that's not going to be your husband anymore. Girl, let the clownery and the foolery begin. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was trying to be nice because that was still sis husband. But if she's getting a divorce, well, let the shit show commenced. Okay, girl.
But
We're almost done.
Of it was ugly because of everything else that's going on right now. And it made it look like Shirley was piling on. Mm-hmm. And that wasn't her intent, but it happened. Like I say, I understand. But the part I'm coming with now, it's been so ugly for my wife, man. And see, this is what I've never done before. It's been so ugly for my wife. And I've stood there trying not to say nothing. But I'm sure Marjorie does not give a fuck. She probably popped a bottle of Verve this morning. She is in her spa getting her toes cracked, and she's getting a sea scrub, and somebody is massaging her scalp. Sis don't care about no damn Shirley from the office. That's not even her friend. That's your work buddy. That's your work wife. Okay. You know how they say work wife? That's the lady that he's, you know what I mean? That's the lady that's known him longer than you. And he really cares about her. So you tolerate. And when he invites the crew on a work offsite, the offsites when you go to the restaurant or y'all go do like some sort of team building. When you guys go team building to Dubai, sis is in Rome. Sis is in Italy. Sis is back in Los Angeles having lunch with Kris Jenner. You know what I'm saying? Like, she don't have time. She'll come through at the Christmas party. You know what I'm saying? Sis gonna come through with the swoop to the side, go get her little hair done and get a little swoop, come through, hand out checks, Christmas. I mean, sis, you are an employee, boo-boo. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I think she's mad because Steve has elevated. She's not even mad at Marjorie. I think she is upset, or not even upset. She's got feelings. She's in a shitty ass marriage. She got a shitty ass husband. Steve is elevated to a different status. Okay. Carla's home with her husband and kids. Things are good. Tommy was handling business. He's got a wife. He's handling an illness. I guess Junior's got sickle cell. They were talking about that. Shirley is home alone because you picked bad, sis. You've been covering up for a man who has financially been abusive to you. For you to have nothing, and for the blogs to say, or whomever to say you were worth $5 million and now you are living in someone's room, sis, and you make money on a nationally syndicated radio show. Only you can speak for that. I don't know.
I do not know. Okay.
And see, this is what I've never done before. It's been so ugly for my wife, and I've stood there trying not to say nothing. But I'm not a blog. We, me, Shirley, Carla, Tommy, Mississippi Jr., we ain't a blog. We're a real media platform. And I don't know if you all know what it's like to wake up every morning that we get up, and our job and mission is to brighten your day. And it don't matter how dark.
See, you know what? This is also some hate on the blogs because radio, you know, like back in the day, you guys remember when MTV came on, the first song that MTV played, Video Killed the Radio Star. See, the radio stations were mad at MTV because they felt like they hurt the disc jockeys. But radio did a comeback because people enjoyed talk radio. So radio kind of came back. Music is still being played. They stopped platforms like Napster, and they created, you know, Apple Music and all of the things. Some of you younger folk don't know all of this history, but at the end of the day, radio people have been feeling some type of way for a long time. And the bloggers came and said, and I oops. Okay. They did a whole and I oops. And I oops, oops, oops. And I scooped, scooped, scooped. And they're feeling some type of way. Because it's just, the world is changing. The world is changing, and it has changed. It's going to ever be evolving. And I feel like they got caught with and I oops. People have a appetite for information. For as much as people zone into YouTube, people are learning, people are researching, they are grasping. People are out here learning, and we can't really dictate what people find fascinating. So let's just finish this up.
Job and mission is to brighten your day, and it don't matter how dark our day is. We got the job to be the morning show, and we got to put on the show. And Tommy come in here with Junior coming here off of crisis with sickle cell. Tommy come in here with bad news. Tommy get hit with cancer. Shirley going through her life right here. Carla got a whole family over here. Everybody got crosses to bear. But we got to come in here anyway, and we got to be the morning show. In spite of what's happening in our life, when it ain't funny or fun or inspirational or motivational or informative at all, we just in here trying to make it. So I get it. So what I'm about to do now is clear up a few things. And the comment that came out, it was untimely. But that's why we don't have people in our house. That's why that's why a whole
say it, Steve. That's why you don't have people in your house. Okay. So you messed up. You let the morning crew go and fantasy dream around your luxurious home, and you done fucked up. Okay. You let the team, instead of just having them over to the nice hotel or maybe in the parlor down there in the front room, you let them explore the house, and you let them know the spoils and the amenities that sis has available to her as Mrs. Harvey. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't expect, when I hear on the blogs that this man is $400 million, yeah, I wasn't surprised. Like $400 million, like I would have just thought maybe she had someone there full time. Like, y'all are rich. I get it. You know what I mean? That doesn't make me feel any type of way. It's just like, okay. I know some people do feel some type of way, and if it makes you feel a way, then you need to check that. But if people are high earners and they can earn a private jet, they can earn fancy cars, they have beautiful clothes, they have the best things, then that's what they have. Who cares? You can't be mad at that. Working hard, managing, being strategic, not falling for the okie doke. Shirley.
We don't have people in our.
Steve said that's why we don't have people in our house.
And the comment that came out, it was untimely. But that's why we don't have people in our house. That's why we don't. That's why a whole lot of stuff we don't.
Somebody laughed.
When I come back, but that's why we don't have people in our house. That's why we don't. That's why a whole lot of stuff we don't do. But when I come back, we'll be back, and my fat wheezing ass will straighten all this out.
Stop. I said I was sorry.
Okay, why did she lose everything? We'd have to let her tell that story, or it'll come out in the trial when they do the financial. They do kind of a forensic accounting. But she says she's lost her house. Maybe she's one of these that invested in her man, my man. Maybe she was investing and look, this is what I'm going to say. The allegations there are allegations of potential Ponzi scheme, not saying that she was involved, but there was some commingling of the money. So maybe she let him handle her monies, and which was probably a mistake at her age and stage of the game, And sis is she says she has lost everything. And I believe it. I believe it, to be quite honest. I believe it. So he is and depending, so when they came to the beauty shop and took her vehicle, I'm trying to get up off of this. Just one second. This thing is, I'm gonna have to stay on one thing, and I'm gonna have to unhighlight this one comment because it's sticking. It's glitching. Okay. I'm gonna have to owe you guys an addressing comments. Okay, let me see. Can I get this up off of here? Just so I can kind of get it back to reset. Okay. I forgot what I was saying, but anyway, all right, I got up off track. Let's finish this up. That kind of distracted me, so I apologize, guys. When I get to this point in the video, and I remember by running it back, we'll address it then. So my bad.
Fat wheezing ass will straighten all this out.
Stop. I said I was sorry. I'm
just want to be clear about that.
Oh, it was the financial crimes. Why is she out of money? I don't know. She's gonna have to tell that story. She's gonna have to tell that story, guys. Okay, we're almost done. We just have one. Oh, Jesus. Steve.
You've been too much time. My wife and I talked about this, and I prayed about this, and Marjorie told me, Steve, drop it, let it go. But I see my wife's face, and I see the pain she's been in. And she ain't just been in this pain for 2 weeks. She's been in this pain for 17 years with me. And so now what I want to do right now, I want to tell you something about my wife. Because we sitting up in here and we dealing with stuff, and that y'all just printing lies and rumors, and the viciousness of it is what I'm finna talk about. Now, let me tell you something. Normally, we don't care nothing about your blogs and all this here, but I'm really tired of y'all, man. And you know the sad thing behind all of this? The majority of these blogs, they black people.
So can I stop right there? This is what I don't like, is the black on black. We need to give everybody a black on black American Express pass. Like, no. I just don't think that that's like, oh, they're black, let me skip that story. Or, oh, you're white, you can't talk on my story because it's cultural appropriation. See a story, talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry. Does Steve skip over stories because they're black? Or do you skip over stories because you're not that culture? Like, all of this tippy toeing has got things really fucked up. Okay? Because we deal with that a lot. Oh, you're a woman. How could you bash another woman? How could another woman sit up here think it's okay to promote taking L's all the time. And I'm not talking about Shirley, I'm just talking about whatever. There's situations that happen, and I really appreciate when a woman comes out and says, you know what? I mean, I got drug, or I made a mistake. I did this, I did that. Lessons learned. We won't do it again. This is what we did. This is how we fixed it. I didn't know what I didn't know, or I was a slut. I was a whore. When Black China came out, not just when she was slut walking with damn Amber Rose, but now that she's kind of like, you know what? I'm 35. I'm a mother. And I guess I just feel some type of way about what I did to my body, and I want to fix it, even though I'm still sexy, even though I'm still doing my damn thing. And this is not a Black China conversation, but if it's just on the principle of, I just want to change a little aspect of my life that gives me some attention that I'm no longer happy with. What's wrong with speaking out about that? It's not to say because you got a BBL, now you're a bad person. It's just not for me. It's not for me. I was having low self-esteem. I was putting injections in my face, but I was already beautiful. I thought I needed more cheekbones, but I already had them. I thought I needed more breasts, but I already had them. I thought I needed to be sexy, but I already was. I don't know. I don't see what the problem is talking about something that may have been a negative for someone that ends up being positive for someone else. I just don't get it. I just think that secrets are the downfall of the culture, and shaming the truth tellers is always the way to make people seem bad. But at the end of the day, no, nobody should be dragging your wife. But I think that the rumors of the affair and Shirley saying that she feels less than around your wife were conflating a situation that you're trying to make work out in your favor, Mr. Steve, because your wife being fabulous does make people feel some type of way, and that's not her fault. People do get jealous of wealthy people. They are envious. They are jealous. Some people don't take it as a positive. And in a conversation where Shirley was being herself, she was gossiping about your wife. Okay? But that doesn't have anything to do with the chef and the bodyguard and the doctor and the rumors swirling about you two having an affair. So I don't think that you taking this opportunity to use Shirley's situation to jump off on the bloggers. You didn't once say, you know, we've been getting drugged. People are accusing us of having affairs, but our marriage is solid. We didn't hear you talk about that. You just used Shirley for an opportunity to address the bloggers, because when you were at InvestFest, okay, when you were over there with all the brothers and all of the rich Black folk, okay, you said there was some rumors swirling and you wish you could talk about them. You just wish that you could talk about them. I saw it. Okay. Over there with the bloggers. I think it's some bloggers who actually have a very successful YouTube channel who throw that damn event. Did they not? Or at least hosting. Don't get me wrong. But there was definitely some bloggers in the house, right? You guys, if you know, you know, okay? About InvestFest, okay? Excuse me? I was like, let's continue. Girl, I was trying to click my button, but I forgot. Girl, I've been holding my phone.
I'm really tired of y'all, man. You know the sad thing behind all of this? The majority of these blogs, they're Black people. The very people that we try to uphold and uplift the most. What all of our foundation is about
y'all ninjas ungrateful. That's what I feel like. That's what I'm internalizing right now. Y'all ninjas ungrateful. Y'all ungrateful some of these decisions, okay? Girl. He never said there was some lies being told. Oh, it was when the rumors and the gossip or whatever, is he saying that anybody is lying? He said people are dragging.
Able to change in the lives of young Black people. And then it's the Black bloggers that's the nastiest when it comes to all of us. And that's the part I want to get at, and then I'm gonna let it go. Because after today, ain't no more. After today, there will be no more. So when we come back, we be what you doing to her. I don't like, because it just seemed like it added more and it came from the inside. I'm tired, but she got to be tired. The woman I married is a good woman. She the best thing ever happened to me. She's God-fearing. She's loyal. She's faithful. And she's a kind and loving person. I don't care what nobody says. And y'all quit talking about he was in my other marriage and ruined it. She didn't. She was nowhere around that. My marriage, I got divorced in 2005. My marriage was over when the Kings of Comedy was out. Y'all ain't know that though, did you? It was over then. It took us this long to get to the divorce. That's when the official paperwork came out. But in 2005, let me help you to something. I had nothing. I lost the radio show we were on in LA on March 23rd, and I lost the only TV show I had May 10th. Steve Harvey had no money. Got with Marjorie again, New Year's Eve, met her, talked to her. She was with her kids in Hawaii. We got together in 2006. We had nothing. She didn't marry into no lap of riches. I had nothing. When I asked her to marry me at the end of 2006, and then she said she wanted to get married in 2007. I told her too soon. I got to get some stuff together. She said, what? I said, baby, I ain't really got nothing. I'm trying to build. She said, I'm going to get in there and build with you. We got married in 2007. Do you know what I was doing in 2007? Nothing. We had 4 stations in 2005. 4. We built this. All of us built this. We had 4 stations. We turned this into something. But that woman got down in that foxhole with me and turned this into something. In 2007, we got married. In 2008, we found out that somebody had stolen 7 years of my tax returns. I ain't gonna mention no name. And we owed the government $22 million and we in debt. But then guess what? She stayed with me in that. Then guess what? In 2009, I got Family Feud. In 2009, the book came out. In 2012, the talk show came out. I'm telling you, this woman got in the hole and built this with me. She didn't steal nothing. And I'm tired of y'all talking about her. Because my girl is one of the best women I've ever met. Why you black ass people out there got these blogs like you just gonna...
Why you black ass people? Steve, go ahead and tell it. That's why you don't have nobody up in your house. And then you black ass people. I mean, damn, Steve. Damn, Steve. Why we gotta be black ass people? Why we got to be black ass? Huh? Why we got to be black ass? Okay? Girl. Steve. Steve. Uncle Steve, don't be like that. Don't be like that. Sir. See, I'm not triggered by that kind of stuff because, girl, I love my black. Okay? I love it. I don't get into the girl, whatever. If you feel some type of way about that, that's something he got to work on. But my black is beautiful, okay? And at the end of the day, a black man using black as a negative on me, well, that just shows where you are in your walk and your black and how you feel about yourself and the culture, okay? The culture is progressing. The culture is elevating. And this is a story, I believe, about 2 people who are in media, but maybe not social media, and basically have figured out, yeah, maybe we're not up on everything anymore. Okay? Maybe we're just not current. But that type of comment, Steve, that wasn't cute. Because if anybody else said that, people would have a problem with that. Okay. What you mean by black ass? Black ass what? Black ass who? I would love to know what sir is referring to, but it's interesting nonetheless. But yeah, I think that he needs to clearly he's mad. Clearly he's mad and we get it. Okay. Okay.
Destroy somebody. I don't really know what that's about, but don't worry about it because it ain't working. Because all we are now, we are a tighter two-handed circle. Thank you for doing that. And you're not going to split us up. And we're not going nowhere. And she is none of what you said she is. And she the best chick I know. Now I'm defending her. And you can feel how you want to feel about that. That's the God in me. But now let me give you one piece of Steve Harvey. If I see your ass.
We'll be back with more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show, right? You're listening.
Are we done? Okay, hold on.
We all make mistakes. Surely.
Okay, hold on. This is when Tommy says, sis, we already knew. Now, you know, Tommy probably wasn't supposed to say that. Girl, God bless nephew Tommy.
Courage to do what you did, to be transparent like this, Shirley. You tell your story. Don't let other people tell your story. In our journey in life, we all make mistakes. Surely we all make mistakes. And you have to keep asking God to guide your steps. Do you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Yeah.
Can I say this? Yeah, man. We family, and we got family.
Let me roll that back. Just listen to how, of course, for sure. Shirley feels some type of way about married bitches who are happy and got it going on. Okay. Yes, it's real. It can happen. You can have that. But when you pick wrong, you're going to be living wrong. Okay. When you act thirsty, you're going to be thirsty and you're going to get called out for pick me. I'm sorry. Like, that's just what it is. Everybody makes mistakes. That's what dating is for. That's what engagement periods are for. But ignoring red flags will get you in the position of Shirley. Okay? Don't be a Shirley.
There's not a moment that I ain't got on Steve nerves and he ain't said, and he in a private conversation with somebody else, you know what time they got on my damn nerve today. It's not like we haven't said things that we just say, you know.
Wait, I just run under the bag.
Do what you did, to be transparent like. It takes a lot of strength and a lot of courage to do what you did, to be transparent like this, Shirley. You tell your story. Don't let other people tell your story. In our journey in life, we all make mistakes. Surely we all make mistakes. And you have to keep asking God to guide your steps. Do you know what I'm saying? For sure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. I think she was a little perturbed by that because she's the more senior of the crew. Yeah, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, at the end of the day, my job here is not to question how God spoke to her. She just needs to listen. You know what I'm saying? Oftentimes we are sent messages. Oftentimes we are sent bricks through our windows. Oftentimes we are sent people to knock on your door. Sometimes we are sent people to come in our face. It's just when you choose to accept the assignment. If you're on some fuck shit and foolishness with your life, well, that's what you're going to manifest. Okay. There are all kinds of signals and messengers and escape hatches that are all on our path. Okay. It's when you choose to accept the assignment. And there will come a time that one day you see escape routes and help all the time. And then there's a day that comes that there's no help. Nobody's there. And sometimes you got to just do it for yourself.
We family, and we got family members. There's not a moment that I ain't got on Steve nerves and he ain't said, and he in a private conversation with somebody else, you know what time they got on my damn nerve today. It's not like we haven't said things that we just say, you know what, the Junior got on my damn nerve. I'm sick of Junior ass. I said that to somebody.
I've said the same thing, Tom.
You know what I'm saying?
This morning before I came to work, actually. Tommy getting on your nerves. You said it before you opened my mouth. All these damn pictures he's sending. Lord.
No, they did not say something about sending some damn pictures. Okay? Girl, we're not even going to talk about that right now.
Man, Paula's right. Tommy's right. Nobody wants their private thoughts wrong. Nobody. Do you know what would happen if any of us had our private thoughts and private conversations? And Lord,
yeah, I do.
We wouldn't have no damn. We wouldn't have a morning show. Y'all wouldn't be. Y'all show wouldn't have a job out there. I just think that everybody We don't live in a world that's forgiving anymore. Not at all. We don't live in a kind world anymore. We live in a fallen world. But we do have a lot of huge fans on this show. And we do understand that there's a lot of people who love us. The problem, and I've said it 100 times, is hate is louder than love. But love is stronger. And we all gonna have to learn that lesson.
I wish we'd get to the part where Tommy says we already know.
I mean, media climate and
I'm just.
we just not gonna
I
sit
feel
here
like
and
it's
let
in
you
this
take
segment.
this sister's life away. And I'm not gonna sit here no longer and let you destroy my wife's image and character. It's hard. And we need each other to support each other.
Okay, guys, we've heard enough. Steve is getting into Reverend Steve, and we're gonna let Steve go. I'll leave it in the call when I post it up or whatever. Or you can go listen to that where it is posted on iHeartRadio. But in any case, or it's here in this. So yeah, it's kind of a long call. I mean, even though it's 30 minutes, we kind of reacted along the way. So at the end of the day, if you're new here, thank you, welcome, thank you for coming through. That was my live reaction to this call. I think it was on some fugazi, but at the end of the day, nobody's trying to drag Shirley, girl. It's all about some Ernesto, okay? And if you're getting a divorce, good. If you feel bad, you feel like you were looking bad, well, sis, you were. At the end of the day, I would just be happy and proud that I'm moving on from the situation. I'm distancing myself from the situation legally. There's plenty of people who live through divorce, and it's the setback to the comeback. Okay. That's just how it goes. Okay. And you cannot have the testimony without the test. Okay. So at the end of the day, Shirley, good for you. And I'm glad that you guys addressed the issue. Uncle Steve, I think that you took an opportunity to conflate the issue. I think you took a good time to be able to pop your shit a la Shirley style and not have to take all of the credit, almost make Shirley look a little sussy, which she was being sussy, she was, but it really wasn't all her doing that people are calling out your affair or your wife's affair or the proposed affair or the alleged affair. That's not her fault. So I don't think that was the time, but okay, I'm not the show producer. I don't plan those efforts. So anywho, thank you so much, India. I wish I could click on stuff, but it's running really sus, and I'm gonna need to, I'm one of these people who notoriously does not shut my computer all the way down. And I probably need to do so at this moment and get it all the way shut down, let it get a nice little rest, and then come back. Now, all of my I do owe a reaction. It's Mondays, it's members and mods. So I guess let's just do something around like 6 or 7 o'clock and have a kiki. I know we need to get over to Camel Toe Realty. What's Camel Toe Realty, Fran? We'll come back tonight and find out. But the live that I have that's posted for later today, it's going to roll you right into it. So hit the notify me button. And when I go live, you'll know. But I'm thinking like 6, 7, 8 o'clock, somewhere like later. Let me get some rest. And then I got to get Boo Boo from school. And then I got to get dinner ready for the fam. And then I can have some mom time to come back and sit at this computer. And then I can get all the way caught up on everything to come back. But as far as this topic, I think we're probably good for the day. If I post anything over on Real Talk Bougie, it might be this call. But I think we're kind of good unless something else pops off. If something pops off, you guys have my email addresses, everything is on my about page. Y'all know how to get to me. But the number one, hit the subscribe button, hit the share if you care. If you think that someone you know might be interested in listening to this reaction or might find this channel inspirational or like Steve said, motivational, or comical, entertaining, whatever, girl with my black ass, okay? Share. share if you dare. Okay. I so appreciate it. And anyone who's new here, welcome. It's your girl's birthday tomorrow, so make sure to be here. It's Virgo season in full effect, and I appreciate you guys so much. I'm happy, and it's been a wonderful year, and you guys make it so much fun. And I am a blogger, and I'm happy to be one. I think it's so much fun. And, you know, my pathway to get here from where I was not obvious to be doing this every day and to be housewifing at this point in my life. But I think it's so much fun. I feel like I know everybody that comes to this chat, and you guys make me feel like, and I really enjoy this. I love giving you guys information, and I love laughing with you guys and talking about people's stories and seeing what's the hot topics and all of those things. Like, we have such a good time, and I just want to let you guys know how much I appreciate you guys so much. And this was like the best birthday present ever that I could have ever given myself, was to take a chance and hit the go live button on my YouTube channel, and not just sitting on the sidelines watching other people's channels and being like a Shirley and just standing outside the double dutch and wanting to jump into double dutch, but like, oh no, I'm going to mess up. No, no, you can do that. So yeah, this is one of the best things. And it's so much fun. So I really appreciate you guys so much. And that's it. And that's all. Okay. I don't want to get all emotional about it, but you guys are very cool. And I appreciate all of each and every one of you so much. So thank you. If I could find a fun outro, I would, but my computer is acting weird. And I'd hate to just shut this down like that. I wonder what would happen if I hit reset. Not reset, but it's just acting weird. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. Guys, this is so fitting for today. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys next time. Please make sure to hit the like button. Let's see. Let me see any comments. I feel like my thing is sticking. Oh, you guys are all big up in your birthdays. Okay. Happy birthday to all of my Virgos. Happy birthday to everyone whose birthday is in September. We got Libra coming up. We got Leo that just passed. So happy birthday to all the baddies out here. Everyone. Girl. Hold on. Let me change the landscape, because this was all about my man. Shirley was ditching her man, and Steve Harvey was standing up as the man. Isn't the juxtaposition interesting between this story today? That we had one defending their woman, and we had another one who, damn girl, sis is down bad. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go. Take care. Have a wonderful day.
That's my man, bitch.
Don't try to read me out.
My man. That's my man, bitch.
See if this works.
Don't try to read me out.
This thing ain't cooperating with me. Okay,
And my man. Thank you to my man. And my man.
Don't try to read me out.
My man.
Oh, real bad.
Still the same. Yeah. Period. Don't play with me.
And y'all keep getting us together. Yes, that video was true. I was in the process of divorcing him. I hired a divorce attorney, paid the retainer, like, I'm done, it's through, don't break up. And he was like, okay, if that's really what you want to do. But see, my husband, I'm happy.
That's my man, bitch.